Good afternoon. Made my bed. Hopefully, it's not that distracting like it is. Maybe in other videos, I got a comment about, maybe how messy my bed was. I realized, you know what? I probably should make it so it doesn't really look like you know, am that messy as I really am. I don't want y'all to know about that. But today's video is about prayer. Um, what is it? First off, prayer is how we communicate with God. It's how we're able to talk to Him. It's how we're able to, yeah. Overall, I won't go really too much into it. It's really just the basis of it. It's just how we communicate with the Lord. And I think it's pretty interesting because in the Bible, the only thing, or I guess entity in general, that's seems to be able to pray is humans. There's no mention of angels praying, cherubim praying, animals praying, anything like that. It seems to just be a thing, at least in the Bible, that only humans can do. And I feel like that's a gift, being able to communicate with the Lord. But I feel like sometimes we might take that for granted. Um, we definitely don't pray as much as we should. Um, and it's evident throughout life in general. And so, overall, how do you pray? I feel like a lot of people get confused on the fact, and they think that they might have to do a certain thing or be in a certain place, be in a certain mindset, certain time of day, whatever it is. But if there was an answer to how do you pray, the only one I can really think of is genuinely, is pouring your heart out, not hiding anything. That's the only way you can pray. That's it. There's no hiding anything from God. He knows us more than we know ourselves. And I know that sounds pretty cliche, but it is true. Um, he searches the hearts of everybody. So that's how you pray, just genuinely. And say that, you know, you aren't saved and you never prayed before and you don't really, it's just kind of weird talking to the air and not even necessarily talking. Prayer is just, again, communication with God. So if you don't have the ability to speak, He knows what you're saying in your mind. You can talk to God just in your head, and He will talk to you. So why pray? Why even pray? Well, coming from my standpoint as a Christian, I have to pray personally to deal with whether it be temptation, to understand a certain thing, to help guide me with whatever I'm doing, or just make the best decision I can. But say that there's an unsaved person, or maybe they're not familiar with prayer, God, religion. I hate, again, I've said it in other videos, I hate just, man, religion is a, you know, to bring into the, in worldly terms, religion, but prayer for an unsaved person, they can do it just as a saved person can, just as a Christian can. So, if you are unsaved, I I guess, as basic and blunt as I could be, I highly recommend trying out prayer. Genuine prayer. Again, the only way you can pray. There is a certain way you can, and it's just genuinely and being more honest about, and being more honest to Him than you ever have been to anyone or even yourself on it, really. So, if you are an unsaved person or an unbeliever and you think it's just kind of a bunch of spiritual guru, whatever, with prayer and that you're not really into that type of stuff, well, okay. But if you're somebody that, you know, considers truth or wants to know truth, why not pray? Genuine prayer and say, okay, God, if you're out there, and really up there watching me, and you know everything about me, and you know everything that's going on. Show me something. You know, is there truth? Is because there has to be a truth and a non-truth to just all this, to life in general. So why not? Why not pray and see what happens in the next couple of weeks? So, again, genuine prayer is the only way you can pray. We're given a commandment to pray. 1 Thessalonians 5:17, it says, "Pray without ceasing." For Christians, prayer is the only way that we can get out. Whenever it comes to temptation and if we're feeling down, if we're feeling confused about a certain thing, just prayer will bring that peace. So, prayer can also help out with a lot of things. Prayer helps, reading the Bible in general. I feel like a lot of people might get confused. It's a hard book. It's the book, of life. So, it's a heavy hitting book. So whenever you go into it and say that you're reading the Bible and you just feel confused, what is this talking about? Prayer. It says in James 1:5, "If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God, that giveth to all men liberally," which means, here, take it over and over and over again. If you want wisdom, if you want truth, just ask of God. But you have to believe. As again, it has to be genuine. "That giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him." So that's a promise right there. So overall, prayer is pretty important. Prayer is a big part of a Christian's life. It's really the only way that we can get through this life. And for a non-Christian or an unsaved person, or somebody that's just kind of going through the motions of life, prayer is a pretty foreign thing. You're getting into a realm that's unseen. And it sounds crazy, yeah. But, truth is crazier than fiction. So yeah, why not? And if you are a Christian and you think that maybe you should pray more, pray more. Pray to pray more. And it's crazy, I know, but these things are true. God promises these things. It says, "And it shall be given him." So, and in John chapter 14, verses 13 through 14, "And whatsoever you shall ask in my name," this is Jesus speak, "and whatsoever you shall ask in my name, that will I do, that the Father may be glorified in the Son. If ye shall ask anything in my name, I will do it." I don't know. I've never heard a promise like that before in my life. I'm going to be honest with you. And just from speaking from personal experience, prayer and the promises that God made about prayer are all absolutely true. So I have no reason to pull a leg. I have no reason to, what am I gaining from trying to get you to talk into the air or even just in your head for nothing? The reason why I'm I guess giving this is because prayer is the one thing that can really save us. Prayer and fellowship and communication with God. So save in the sense of, I guess, us as humans in general. Prayer is really the only way out of a lot of things. And just the answer to life and getting that connection and fellowship with the Lord, which will open up many doors. So again, if you are unsaved and you never really prayed before and you've heard it, you've heard people say that their prayer's been answered, okay, whatever, it's just their mind playing tricks on them. Just try it out. Again, how do you pray? Genuinely. That's it. Communicate truthfully, genuinely, and come to God as if you were just a child and wanting to pour your heart out. So that's kind of want to get that across today. That was on my mind for a while, prayer and how important it is and how much of a gift from God it is. So, hope you guys have a good rest of your day.